this: has everyone been in love in here? Has everyone been in love?
I think at a time when I thought that phrase was real. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that phrase is like real. You know what I mean? In my previous relationships, I've been in love. You know, but what does that mean? You know what I mean? That's what we're talking about. So, the form of me, I would say I have been in love. You know what I mean? I don't know how you describe that. I don't know if it's just loving someone to a certain extent. I don't know if it's what you do for them. You know what I mean? So like, that's just my issue on it.
That's what we're gonna kind of go down. I mean, we're gonna break this thing down. We're gonna try to figure out and get to the bottom of what's this in love thing that everyone is searching for.
So we could say, all right, when you're in love, you do. What can we say happens when you're in love?
You just unconditionally.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I just want to make sure we just set the stage of has everybody been in love in here?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Been in love, All right, so we always say we've been in love for the sake of what society says what in love means.
Right. Okay.
Right, so we all kind of been there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my next question to that, and as we try to define this, or does anybody want to take a stab at what the definition of in love means to them, and then we'll break it down.
I mean, I'd say being in love is like a temporary feeling of like euphoria. Like when you're with that person, they give you a certain feel that like you're not gonna get from somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be
so like a high a little bit.
Yeah, like I feel like it's a certain like connectivity. It's a certain vibration, energy level that you get when you get around them. Like for some reason, when you get in their presence, like you smile more. You know what I'm saying? Like the time kind of, it speeds up, but it's also like slow motion. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just some of the physical attributes of like being in love with somebody rather than out of love with them.
So
that's what I define it as.
I would question that with, you see, the sense of euphoria, emotional feeling. What about like when you have your kid, like when you're around your kid, the young one? Would you not say, I mean, we don't have kids, but would you say, you have a sense of high? There's a type of
most
euphoria.
definitely. Yeah.
You don't think you're in love with your...
I don't think you're romantically in love with
Okay.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
There
There
we
you go,
go.
son. Now we digging a little deep.
Now we getting some.
yeah. I mean, but
So it's romantic. It has a intimacy.
I mean, but intimacy means to know somebody. So like that's not when we say intimate, most people be thinking like close, like sexual.
knocking the boots.
Yeah.
H time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I personally just think like it's hard to categorize because like love is a 4-letter word that means a whole lot to certain people. But like I said, that feeling of euphoria, that feeling of like smiling when they can lift your spirits when you get around them.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, to me, like, we'll continue to have this conversation, but like I feel like that euphoric feeling kind of goes away when you're around somebody too long.
Okay, let's hold that.
Yeah, hold that. Cause I do think you have some points to that. EJ?
I would have to say being in love is more like you said, that infatuation.
No, nigga, have you been in love?
He said he had. He said he
You
had.
have? Okay.
To that infatuation
With who,
phase.
nigga?
Hey, we ain't getting in all that. Nigga.
I'm in love with basketball.
Spalding.
So one of them. It's like it's just an infatuation with that person, and you want to unconditionally do whatever it is for that person.
Okay.
To a certain extent.
So Mill said,
romance.
It has something to do with romance.
Yeah, I think that's a way of keeping it going, like being in love with somebody. When you do stuff out of a kindness of love, like.
Okay, so
What about you, brother?
Well, I just want to make sure I'm hearing it right. So, because you said the romance, so it has to be some sense of romance. You're saying infatuation, so what you would actually do for the person. So, And I do think some of this may fall into the love language because you're talking about romance. You're talking about like maybe more acts of service.
Yeah.
So how far you willing to go for someone? I mean, there's some things I would combat with that as far as I think that's love. What you would do for someone is your love. What you do for your mom, your pops, your sisters. You would go far for them. You wouldn't say you're in love with them.
Yeah.
So I mean, but for me, and I kind of know where I stand on it because we at a conversation party. But yeah, I don't believe in love. I think it's made up. I think it's some fairy tale type BS. I wouldn't say BS because the notion behind it is beautiful. But
have you ever been in love, Zoe? Did you answer that?
Well, I said for the sake of the question, yes.
Okay.
Yes. I just believe that love grows.
Yeah.
And so, like you said, what you do for someone. So, the idea of what people say you're in love, it's just, I just love you this much that I would do this.
Yeah.
My capacity of my love for you has reached to this capacity. I would do more and more for you. The more I've been with you, the more I do for you, right?
Yeah.
Or my love for someone can be very different, right? Love has like its own kind of fingerprint. Like your love for each individual has its own identity. My love for my wife, I would do different things for out of love.
Yeah.
Right? Because I can't say it's romance because romantically I can romance someone without even being in love or loving them at all. I can romance you. You know, you can be a player.
Very true.
And I can romance the hell out of you.
Yeah, you can.
Which, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I was gonna say like it's still gonna come back to a person perceiving. Well, I guess the woman she gonna perceive that as this man. This is what he, what he does for me. He loves me.
I mean, I feel like romancing is like a skill. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't.
But you associate that with being in love, though.
Or it's a byproduct.
Yeah, because
it's all
natural.
associated with.
I feel like it's natural. When you're in love with somebody, you ain't got to. The
Try
skill
it.
that you already have, it's like intensified when you with that person because they bring it out of you.
Yeah.
And you
like,
want to do it.
Okay,
You know what I'm
gotcha,
saying?
yeah.
Well, so, and then for me, what kind of really brought it to me was I said, so, what we learn about love is biblically, right? I think the greatest love we talk about if you're a Christian person, with Jesus Christ, down on the cross for our sin, God giving his own forgotten son. God, says, love thy neighbor, love your wife. But I've never seen, someone could correct me if I'm wrong, in the Bible where it says be in love or God is in love with you. You wouldn't say like Jesus was, however you want to, but I've never heard someone say Jesus is in love with me. And so I just think because that's why I get the idea that it's more made up. It sounds good. It's love with a bow tie on it. I would say he just loved you that much that he gave his own. He loved you that much. That's how his capacity of his love. I would say even to go deeper with it, like when someone says I love you and they say I love you more, I love you more, love you more. Like I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you more. You know what I mean? I just think we just
some kiddie shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I get like this in love. I wouldn't say it's kiddie because it's whatever you want to think. But I just
You
don't.
finna piss a lot of female listeners
It's
off
not
with that
kiddie,
one, bro.
fam. Like,
It's not, but it's like
It's immature.
yeah, it really.
I feel
like all that is just a deeper mutual understanding between two people. Bro.
But
And
I
you
don't
call it being
and you-
in love, though.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's immature though. I think it's just like
It's just a standpoint of your viewpoint.
It's
It's
just-
expression.
I think people say that when they get to a point to where they're like, damn,
Yeah, like
like
I really like
infatuation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I love you, but now I just can't stop thinking about you, or I'm just infatuated. I'm just in love. You know what I mean?
Do you feel like more women are in love with men than men are in love with women?
No.
No, I wouldn't say
I
that.
don't.
wouldn't
I
say
think men are more, if we're using that phrase,
The
more
in-
in love than women are in love.
What?
And I
Yeah, I
think so
would say
too,
that.
because I think it comes with a, like Mil said, a romantic kind of physical type deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But like, hold on. So you mean to tell me you think that there's more men in love with women than women in love with men?
Yeah.
Hold on, run it back real
Yeah.
quick.
I said, do you think there's more men? Zoe saying that there's more men in love with women than women are in love with men.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Y'all really?
Yeah.
I mean,
because
I don't think it's a big difference. Like I think,
I don't think so.
49-51.
yeah, like 49.
but I think it's just our nature.
What's our nature? Because I don't feel like
to go
dudes.
after women.
But no, what I'm
Like,
saying is,
I think
like,
that's where he coming
No,
from.
well, I'm
Why?
saying, I guess I'm saying I feel that way is because I think women are more naturally loving by nature. Like they just like, cause they're more emotional creatures.
that's why.
So-
that's what's confusing me. 'Cause I'm like,
Okay, well, let me tell you.
So I think they're more loving creatures, but men will confuse what they're doing for them as them being in love.
okay, so we're thinking. So we're basing this off of the fact. We're basing this off of in love is more so a infatuation, non-love.
That's
type
what
thing. Is that what
is
we're
that what-
saying?
Well, that's where we're getting to the fact of what is being in love, because you may have a different definition of what being in love. Because if you're talking about being infatuated, I think men
I'm more
get
affectionate.
infatuated.
Yeah.
Well, someone just
'Cause
someone just tuned in. They said they feel like, being in love it's not a choice.
See, and that's what I was gonna get to. I had someone
Like
shout out that I
slavery
work
and
with,
stuff?
Nadia. Shout out to her because she said being in love
It's not.
is a choice.
No, she's saying.
No, I'm saying someone told me, and I had more belief in that being in love is a choice because
okay.
you choose who you're in love with. Like I choose to make you my soulmate, or I'm not soulmate. I choose to make you my girlfriend,
My girl,
Like I'm
my
choosing to be
wife.
in love with you. Like in a sense, like you my girl. Like
Okay.
I made this choice to be in love with you. Like your parents, you didn't choose your parents, so you're not in love because that wasn't a choice. It didn't have no choice factor involved with it. Being in love with someone has a choice factor, right? Like you love your kids, it really is not so much of a choice factor that they, you know what I mean? Like when you pick a.
Well, I mean-
you can say when you're in a relationship, now y'all no longer together. Y'all made a choice to separate.
But you can make somebody fall in love with
So
you.
now you're saying you just love them?
Yeah, you be like, hey, I'm not in love with them. I still have love for my ex, but I'm not in love with them. We no longer together, so I'm not in love with you anymore. But that doesn't mean I don't have love for you, right?
No.
I think
No?
I think
You don't
those are
think, like,
I think those are mental things
mean,
that
yeah.
you can overcome, bro. I
Well,
think you can.
Yeah.
I think like you can to combat what you said, or not even to combat, just to build on what you said. Like you can not be in a relationship and still be in love with somebody.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no, I'm not
Fact.
saying. I'm
That's
not
what I'm
saying.
saying.
No. I wasn't saying that when you're out of a relationship doesn't mean you're not in love with them. I'm saying typically someone would say when out of a relationship, you'd be like,
Yeah.
hey, look, man, I still got love for you. Maybe we're not in love. We're still not in love, but I got love for you. My
Yeah.
love is always gonna be there because of what we have.
Right, but the thing is, to me, it's not a choice if you're in love.
I think so, bro.
Yeah, I think definitely.
And the reason
You know,
why I say that
go
is
ahead.
because like
And I'm gonna explain.
I think it was like the first podcast I was on here, and I was like, you mentally control your emotions. You remember what you were talking about?
Yeah.
Like you
No, I don't
I
really
mean-
control your emotion, but how you respond to them.
Yeah, yeah.
right.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I feel like you feel a certain way, which is your emotion. You know what I'm saying? You feel inside of you a certain way about a person, and then you decide to act upon that through acts of romance.
Okay.
Through acts
So is there
Okay,
is
but
there
look-
levels to that though? Like to where
for sure,
For sure.
But look,
Go ahead.
So, okay, I got a chick. Boom. We've been dating, blah. But now it's just growing to where I feel like, I'm in love with her. But I'm not choosing to be in love with her. That's just how I feel. Like, damn, I'm in love with you. You know what I mean? To whereas if I got me and my brother just fought, but shit, that's still my brother, so I'm choosing to love you. Like, damn, you still my dog. I
Yeah.
still love you. You know what I mean? So to me, it's two different things.
I think you're taking out the human factor of you actually choosing to be
Yeah.
in love
Choose
with
But
your
that
do
mate.
woman.
you choose?
Yeah,
but do you,
because
no,
think
but
about it,
listen,
right?
No, think
You
about
choose
fam.
to think about that woman when you're not with her.
But
You
look.
choose to set up time to go be with her.
Nigga, you not choosing to think about her.
I was
Yeah, you
I was
are.
about to say that.
No, you
Hold
not,
on.
Mill.
Yeah, bruh.
Dog, if you got, let's say you,
something
let's say you got-
something imbalance or whatever goes on in your body.
fam, you
to
not
tell
choosing to think about her, bro. If you
Yeah.
got, let's say you got two girls, right?
Yeah.
This is just hypothetical. So let's say you got two girls, one is A, one is B.
Yeah.
But A, You just thinking about that mug. Like you can't control your thoughts.
I feel like you can.
No, I don't believe you control your thoughts. But to go back,
Negative.
Hold on, what?
negative
Y'all
thoughts.
feel like y'all can't control your
Neg-
thoughts?
you can
Are you
con-
fucking
no,
kidding?
not you can't control all your thoughts. You control some of your thoughts.
You can't
Yeah.
control the
You cannot
euphoric
control
feeling.
I
you
can
talking
choose to
about
think
freaking.
about certain things.
You
but
could choose-
Exactly.
But
But
bro,
some
I'm saying
some
that's
thoughts
what,
are
my point.
not.
My point to that is, if you're saying that when this woman comes in your head and you choose not to think about something else, you're choosing to be in love with that person. That's what I'm saying.
she's coming in your head, so you're choosing to like
You
you're not.
choosing
No,
to
no,
think
no.
about-
You're not
'cause you could-
choosing.
when she come in your head, you could think of something else, like man.
But you can't control
But
her
it-
coming
but-
there in the first
But
place.
that's a.
But what I'm
but,
saying is, you can control a thought to
but-
think something else.
But
But-
Mill, I
But
think.
you're
but
choosing
this-
not to do that
But
because
Mill-
you're
But
choosing
Mill, I
to be
think
in
that's,
love with that
that's
person.
built inside of us. We're humans.
What you mean
to
that's built inside of us?
love?
That's probably
to
programmed.
love. To love.
Yeah,
So,
but not to be in love.
Yeah, but not. But when you're in love, you know what I'm saying. It's some type of expression coming off to this person.
But Mia, you cannot choose how you think about a certain person.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can, bro.
Man, I mean, I
I'm
would say
saying
this,
like
though.
I'm talking about just
Certain
raw,
degree,
raw
but-
thoughts, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
of a woman.
What?
raw thoughts, like what?
He's tripping. He's tripping. Hey, but
I'm talking about.
but hold on. Anyway, so going to what?
Yeah, what's up,
So this going. We talking about. We got to talk about thoughts now. So and not different thoughts. And so
What does
I would say
GTD
when
stand for?
we talk about the choice, right? So choosing. So I say, at least as a male, and female too, when you're talking about the person that you're in love with, if you really made a choice, I'm saying you made more of a choice to be with that person. You made the choice to pursue them. You made the choice to stay with it.
Yeah, but,
And you're talking about okay, and then throughout that process you fell in love with them.
yeah,
Right.
but to me, when you making those choices, that has nothing to do with being in love. I can be in love with somebody and choose not to be with them.
No. But I think you're missing what I'm saying. I'm saying all of those factors that led you to fall in love with that person were decision based. Right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you made a choice to take her out on a date. You made a choice to holler at her. You made a choice to go over her crib, all that stuff.
Okay.
Let's go back to the fact you said your brother. You never made a choice for him to be your brother.
Exact. I mean, so,
So that's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm saying it's a more choice based. Like there was no.
But you can choose to hate your brother, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Like so that's not.
But that's a different thing. Like I think hatred is a choice.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, that,
So that's
that
what I'm saying.
definitely
That's a
is.
different-
That
that's a different
definitely
conversation. When you
is.
say-
how is love not a choice?
I like I said, we built.
I said falling in
for
love. Falling in love is a choice. Loving someone, I think, if it's your brother or things like that, like I think you're naturally built to love them until you choose to hate them. Like you're talking about that you choose to hate them. Like I don't think you
I
naturally
think you
choose.
naturally
you
programmed.
think
You're
you nat-
programmed to do that.
You think you think it's natural to hate someone.
No,
Exactly. Okay. So
it's built. You got to build.
yeah. So you have to choose to hate. So that's why I'm saying the choice factor. So when you're talking about being in love, there are choice factors that
Hold
come
on,
with-
hold on. There's a natural instinct for a younger brother to be jealous of an older brother.
Jealous
bro.
doesn't mean that you don't love them though.
But
Jealousy and hatred are like damn near the same thing.
But they're not though.
but bro, back to the topic.
Yeah, but-
As far as love, how? So you saying choices go into who you fall in love with?
Like I'm saying, when you're in love with someone, some of the difference is because there was choices that were created
That were made that got to that point.
that got to that point.
Facts. Yeah.
But bro, what is the dog? But that's not what
Love.
I know
I'm
what
saying,
I know where you come
and
from.
I'm saying, and I'm
I
saying
know
love.
I'm saying, dog. That's you taking it. That's beyond like because of course, dog. How am I gonna even get to the love stage if I don't make the choices to get there? That's not what we talking about.
No, but that's what I'm
He's
saying.
That's a
talking-
part of it though.
He's
But-
talking about that feeling.
I'm
Yeah,
talking
but I'm
about-
saying
exactly.
Through,
That's
I'm saying
exactly
okay,
what I'm
but that's what I'm
talking
saying. But through those choices, like
So you saying like love at first sight is possible?
I'm saying like in love is
No,
a feeling.
hold on. I'm
Yeah.
saying no.
No, it
what I'm
is.
saying is love at first sight possible?
I don't know.
I mean,
No, I'm asking
it's
you
some
personally. Have you experienced love at
No.
first sight? Okay, so what I'm saying is you've chosen whatever time you were in love, right? You chose to spend that time with that person due to a feeling that you got while you was with that person, and it didn't happen at the initial stages of it. You grew.
It
to
might
do
have.
it. No, you just said it didn't.
But for me, I'm just
and
saying.
we talking about you right now.
Okay.
So throughout their process, you made decisions to say, you know what, this shawty cool. She got good conversation. All right, bet.
Or she a baddie.
Or she's physically attractive.
Exactly.
But that's different between. But
I'm just saying.
But okay, but I'm not saying. So let me correct, because I think you're hearing me saying that being in love is not a feeling. I do believe it is. It's very much so a feeling. But I believe that if you're, and once again, I don't believe that in love is real. But if I'm arguing for the sake of the people that saying it's a choice, I would say that through the sacrifices that I've made, like I'm choosing to only talk to you and nobody else. I'm choosing, but I'm saying through some of these choices, like I fall in love with you. Like I'm choosing to spend all my time with you.
Yeah, that's how.
Like,
that's how you, I feel like that's how you fall in love.
Bro,
Yeah, that's
because your options are limited.
And then that created that emotion.
There's no
of me
more.
falling
There's
in
no
love.
more competition in your head.
What I'm telling you is, it does not matter, bro.
You
Like
be in
it
love with
does.
multiple people.
you facts, and that's what I'm saying.
You can't control.
It's a feel. That's what I'm saying. I don't think, now that I think about it, bro, I don't think it's like fake. I think it's really a feeling, fam. Like,
yeah.
But it's more infatuation. Though.
I think it's more of just a feeling. I don't want to
You know,
categorize
title
it
is-
as such and such. I think it's just a feeling.
a feeling of what?
of joy, excitement, just
Euphoria.
Well, how is that different than love?
Yeah.
Though? How is that different than love? So what does love feel like?
I mean,
love hurts sometimes, bro.
Exactly. You know what I mean? I think
mean,
in
ain't
love.
all
I think
positive.
in. I think in love is all.
More times with the infatuation than you are with the bad.
Yeah, being in love, you're just infatuated with the person. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, and then shout out to whatever.
Who is that? Somebody on.
Yeah, shout out to one of the followers. I mean, they talking about that. Falling in love.
Shout out to
Because I
whoever.
be thinking like, the shout out. I be like, we always shout out, but now like, should I shout out or not? Some people don't want to be shout out. Some people do. But saying that falling in love is unintentional.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No
That's
choice.
That's a good
some
that's a
bullshit.
good explanation.
How?
How is it unintentional, bro? You just hold on. No. When have y'all ever met somebody and unintentionally said,
But
you know what? I'm gonna fall in love with you, bro. That don't happen, dog.
Cap. Yes, it does.
Okay,
Go ahead.
please give
I
me
was
examples
going off of
outside of
what
movies.
What you were saying, like, bro, the whole time you spending time with this person, yeah, you probably infatuated.
How did you
with
spend time with that person? That's my point. How did you spend time with that person?
them. That's how you build relationships.
Bro, exactly. That's not.
You chose to do it.
Bro, y'all are trying to compound spending time with in love.
Because you
No,
can't be in love
we're-
unless you spend time.
Exactly.
That's not right.
Look at
How
how
can you be in love
how
with
did all of
someone
us
and
come
don't spend
become
time?
friends? We had to spend time with each other.
We chose to.
I'm not in love with you.
No,
nigga.
we ain't talking about.
No, we're not talking about that,
Bro,
bro.
I'm
'cause
saying-
I'm talking about all
Bro,
that.
boys be falling in love quick. You can spend time with a person once a month and be like,
That's one.
damn,
that's a
I'm in
choice
love
you
with
took.
this mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't try to compound it and be like, oh, you got to spend time with this mug.
No, I'm
X
saying
amount of time.
through time, but through spending time, you fall in love with someone.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but that's not what we talking about.
But
bro.
then that's where it goes back to. I mean, we're built that way. We're built to.
yeah, but
We
this is the
programmed
thing.
it.
It's something inside you that makes you want to spend more time with them.
Yeah, that's
It's
just
not-
that's
it's
a
like-
positive
But that's
feeling.
why I don't
It's
believe
positive
it. That's
experience.
why I don't believe that there's such thing as being in
That's a
love.
positive experience.
But
Yeah, bro.
honestly, there is, because it goes back to the euphoric feeling. Like when you get that feeling, your brain is releasing that. It's nothing,
That's love.
There's nothing you can do about that.
And
That's love.
It's just a natural process.
Thank you. And
That's love, though. It's the same thing. Like, okay, I would say, cause love, you get different feelings in different ways of it. So, like, say, like, my love for my partners, my love for my boys. When I'm around my boys, I may have a different type of euphoric feeling. Like,
Yeah.
man, I'm with my boys, man, I'm chilling.
Yeah.
It's a different type of feeling. When I'm with my gal, it's a different love. I may have a more romantic, intimate, whatever type of love. When I'm around my parents, it's a different type of love.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So you gonna feel like, yeah, you gonna feel some type of way. Everything is associated with a feeling, emotional. Everything you do has an emotional attachment. So you can't say it's a feeling. Duh, everything is a feeling. That's a cap. That's cap. So I'm saying when you love someone, ain't no such thing as being in love. It's just I love you this much.
Oh, so now you're putting a quantity on it. Okay, all right.
Capacity, not
But
a
if
quantity,
it-
but a capacity.
But where all of this starts is it's a natural process that God created us to go through. You know what
But
I'm
God
saying?
never said be in love with someone. He never
No,
talked
I'm not
about being in
saying
love.
that, but there.
Well, I'll ask
It
this.
goes back to what we talking about. It's just hard to.
It's hard to describe.
Yeah.
I'll put it like this. Okay. I'll put it like this. And another question I had that came about it was, I think we all know how we were taught about love, right? I mean, you either you
Right.
saw it in the household, things like that, but you were taught love, like, hey, man, don't do this to your. I remember, like, what? Your pops be like, hey, man, you don't fight family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You love family, you don't fight them. Like, he was like, he wasn't with fighting your family. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You know, your parents or grandparents may tell you, hey, man, I don't care that joker crackhead. That's my family. That's family right
Yeah.
there. We love them.
Yeah.
We show them love. So you was taught how to love.
Nah, that's amazing.
My question, well, y'all, who or where did you learn how to be in love?
Movies, bro. Duh.
Nope.
TV shows.
Ain't
all
no-
that
ain't-
shit.
Well, you.
Mm.
Well,
I'm
you saying
asking,
where did we
like-
learn the phrase or what?
No, where did you?
learn how? Like,
Well, yeah. I mean, phrase we
In
just heard it.
love or just love?
In
period?
No,
love.
being in
Yeah.
love. Like we know where we like even the Bible
Movies,
taught us
man.
how to love. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? There's a lot of definitions
You
of
learned
love.
it through your own experiences, fam. Like you learned
Nah,
it by
it's
the,
fake.
the people you meet.
It's
and
made up.
The feeling you get when you around those people.
I
Like,
feel like you learned
it's
it in
not-
movies. I feel like you learned it in.
Maybe movies gave
In
you a
TV
certain
shows.
sense
Yeah, you
of
like,
feeling you
yeah,
in love.
someone told you, oh, they're in love.
They're in
And like,
love. You
oh,
see-
okay, I'm
see what
doing
they
that,
do.
That's
so
what
I'm
it
in
looks
love
like.
too.
That's what it looks
Yeah.
like. Yeah.
But that's bullshit. That's Hollywood.
No, I feel you.
That's what I'm saying.
I
bro.
don't
It's
think it's
not. It's
bullshit,
not though.
What's not?
Those two people would not be interacting like that if there wasn't some type of feeling.
Oh, they
between the
they
two.
obviously love each other. So you saying they just love each other to
Yeah,
a
they
certain
just,
extent?
They just love each other, yeah.
Nah.
They just love each other. And I feel like the hard part about that is people take it as like that's a slight. Like,
Well, I was just because I love.
yeah,
Okay.
because I'm
I
not
mean,
saying,
yeah.
cause I'm
Do
not
you
saying I'm
think-
in love with you. Just be like, yeah, I love you so much that I would do this. Like I would say this, like,
So you saying you didn't learn? Did your father say he was in love with your mom? Your mom said. I'm
They all
pretty
say
sure.
it.
I'm
They
pretty.
I don't know
all
if
say
I,
it.
to be honest, and I could be wrong, but I don't know if I've ever actually heard them say,
I'm in love with you.
I'm in love with you.
Cap. I've heard my father say, "I'm in love with your mama. I'm crazy about her."
Yeah.
But I mean, I've heard people say, I love.
So we can't say we learn how to love. We learn in love. Like it's not some shit that just was made up, fam.
I think it is because for the simple fact that being in love, like it's just you just love them that much. Like it was another thing that they said, like I think it was on like Instagram or something. They was like somebody, of course, Instagram stuff like you ain't in love with your man if you ain't willing to take the charge for him.
Mm.
I'm like, that's not in love. That's just someone may love you enough to take the charge for you, but I wouldn't say that mean you're in love with me.
Right.
Can we?
Yeah,
Can
but
we?
You can be in love with someone and not be intimate with them at all.
no.
But that's just.
Yeah, you can.
That's just the classification
How?
of what is.
I don't
what is
believe.
it for.
That's what I do not agree with.
Like, dog, you could like let's say it's someone out there that like you said you seeing them constantly or once a month or whatever, and you're in love with them, but you have not done anything physical with them yet. Or they was your ex, and you may still be in love with your ex, but you may not be able to actually.
Somebody on this mug said they wish they could choose who they was in love with because their ex would have been a no go.
No, they chose and whatever.
There ain't
They
no
capping.
choice,
They
no.
capping. They capping.
Ain't no cap.
They
Nah, this is
capping.
real
If
deal.
they really
Real
reevaluated
deal.
they decision that they made, they had a lot of equal parts in that as the other person did. That's what I would say. I mean,
Can-
it wasn't just
So
Can y'all
you can
say-
trick someone to
can
now.
we-
You can trick someone
Let
to
me
be
ask
in
y'all a
love with you.
question. Let me ask y'all a question.
Oh.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, can we just say that being in love, it's low key a necessary step to see if you gonna love somebody, bro.
No, you don't think you love them first before you in love with them?
No, I'm saying you're finding out if you want to love that person. By
It's a
being
choice.
that
But we
infatuated.
missing the like,
go back
the
to your
like
choice.
stage too, though. But that's
That's an infatuation stage.
No, you just infatuated.
You think you fall in love with somebody? You fall in love with somebody before or after you hit?
You just wake up. I'm in love with this person.
I think
that's a
the,
valid
in,
question.
the
Not even
but
skip my
I
shit.
think
Trying to shy
I think
away
that
from.
I think the in love part of it you can't be in love without some type of physical, whether that be
I disagree. What was
what is that?
Who phone connected?
we will definitely say is the being in love and loving someone. The definition is not always very crystal clear, but we just know it when we're in it.
Yeah.
We know that feeling. Some people feel like it's real. Some people don't.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, to each his own. Just that loving someone, we know it does feel good
Yeah.
to be in love. However you want to describe it, that feeling is something that is amazing. So I thought it was a cool conversation. I've never really had to challenge myself. What does in love really mean? You just know it. You just know it.
Right.
So I mean, it was a good open topic. I mean, that's something that we definitely want to really hear back from the fans, from the watchers, from the viewers. I think that's something that we kind of lacked on some of our conversations. Maybe it wasn't more of an interactive conversation. It's something we say, hey, ask someone that you know that you're in love with, if that's what you feel. If it's someone that you know that's in love, your parents, someone that's been in a long-term relationship, someone that's just dating, have that conversation. Ask someone what does in love mean to them. You may find out a lot about that individual based on how they view those things.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely let us know and go on our page, man. Let us know how you feel about it. Comment under the video as well. Let us know and get back to us. The last little segment that we wanted to add, I figured we add it's called Last Bit of Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of our last words, our last final statements. Each week we'll have our own individual last bit of nothing that will come with you. Where we say what we kind of feel, something that's probably been laying on our heart. I said you can endorse something. It could be your last bit of nothing. So you go, hey man, I just watched this show. It was a great show, blah, 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 blah. You can give your motivational speech. You can give, hey, whatever you want to say is your last bit of nothing. We want to leave it open, but a lot of people and individuals probably get a little bit know more about what's been going on. We can share what's going on week to week.
Mm-hmm.
If this works out, we'll keep doing it. If it doesn't, then we will kill it. But we're going to try it out.
Yeah.
So who want to pop it off? Who know what their last bit of nothing is going to be?
You got it.
Oh, I got
You
it.
got it?
All right. There's a lot of stuff that run through my mind, man. But I just gotta try to figure out and pinpoint one. But just for me, or coming from where I'm thinking about, is more so like the everyday grind, man. Don't get down on yourself just because you don't see results of what you're thinking about
Big
right away.
facts, big facts.
Because if you do that, then next thing you know, 3 to 5 days and went by, you done the same thing you've been doing, and it'll carry on, and it'll linger, and the next thing you know, it's a year or two, you're still in the same position you in.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I don't know everything, but I do know that if you trust your process and whatever's coming that way, and learn from it, that's a big thing. Learn from what you're going through, and then when those situations come again, then you know how to handle them. And that's something that we all deal with on a daily basis, because we all have goals and things we're trying to reach. So,
Yeah, actually, especially from you, EJ, knowing with the hooping and everything, knowing, man, if anybody want to know somebody about sticking to the grind and following it all the way through, EJ is definitely the man.
Yeah.
I probably would say I don't think I've seen anyone stay hold to a dream and try to grind it and push it through, and the ups and downs and everything about it, but still just trusting the process. So definitely, so appreciate that last bit of nothing from EJ Jizzle.
You feel me?
Why, you up next?
Yeah, man. So, I just kind of want to piggyback on what EJ was talking about. But, my little tidbit is just get comfortable with being uncomfortable, man. It was a long day for me, man. Some things happened, and then, I got some changes coming in my life. But, it's just one of those things where don't get discouraged, man. I'm juggling a lot of different things. Got clothing line, podcast, got jobs, working with the kids. So, it's just a lot of different things that you got to juggle, and sometimes you get discouraged, but, I just want to let y'all know, keep the faith, man, go for it. And then also, if it's something out there that you've been wanting to start that business, you've been wanting to start that podcast, you've been wanting to do that clothing line, you've been whatever, man, just do it, man. You know what I mean? Like, you never know, what doors can open from you taking that leap of faith. So, I know it's easier said than done. I said I was going to start the Essential Vibes deal years ago, and I just started it, and I I think it's gonna be a good deal, man. But like I said, I think it's just one of those things where once you get out there, you don't know how to swim right away, but once you get out there, the longer you out there, the more you're doing it, the better you're gonna get at it. So just stick with it, man. But first you got to get out there. You know what I mean? So that's the biggest thing, man. And is it?
Yeah, you said it right there, man. Not being afraid of being in an uncomfortable position, man. People get too coddled by wanting to be comfortable, man. Comfortable is cool, and I know we all like it because it's comfortable. But the only way to really make stuff shake, man, is being in an uncomfortable situation, putting yourself out there, man, and trying yourself, man. That's how you learn. That's how you develop. That's how you truly grow, is being uncomfortable. Always look for that. How can I be uncomfortable in this area? How can I be out of place? Because once you're out of place, you find yourself really evolving.
Right.
And bet on yourself. So
you don't even know it.
Bet on yourself, man.
You don't really know. You don't really see it until I guess it's the right time. You're supposed to see.
Oh yeah, I thought I was gonna tell last but nothing how to get waves. I thought it was gonna be the last but nothing. You want these waves? You gotta.
Ain't gonna lie, my boy.
That's next week, man.
Ain't gonna
wanna
lie, my boy
swim.
swimming.
Dog.
Really
I
wanna
thought that was gonna
swim.
be the last bit of nothing, but he came with a little bit something more real, something on his heart. So that was watch last but nothing, and I think we're on a good path of what we kind of topics and what we're talking on. So I have my last but nothing is really, man. A phrase I like to use is enjoy the process, man. Fall in love with the process. I think we love the results more than we love the process, and I think that's cool. Bearing the fruits of your labor and enjoying those fruits. I get that. That's what we sometimes, for some people, that's what we do it for those fruits. But really enjoying the process. When it's hard, when it's the struggle, man, you got to get up early. Like you said, man, you got a long day. When you got to grind, all these terms that we use, man. But enjoying that process because you know what comes out of that.
Yeah.
Something that, my trainer, Coach Rod, we all know, shout out to Coach Rod, he always said hard work always pays off in some form or fashion.
Mm-hmm.
You may not know what the payoff is, but it always pays off. Hard work ain't never not pay off for someone in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And so really just enjoying that process, man, because that process that you're creating and developing is the formula that's going to get that success each time. Whether it's that hustle mentality, whether man, every time I get up at this time, if I do this, all that process, that's what you're creating, that formula. And so enjoy it, man, because that's what's going to make it that much sweeter once you get where you want to go. Mm-hmm. When you be like, man, all sports, what we all want to hear is story. That draft day, how did he get to the draft? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And we know, man, our favorite players, it's really the process they went through. We love Dame Dollar because what he went through. Mm-hmm. We love LeBron when he got his first ring. It felt so good because we know when he got it with the Cavs, what it felt, because it's that process. We know the players that we kind of don't be feeling like KD, his process. Some may say it wasn't all that because he just joined the Warriors. Yeah. But if he tell you his whole story, you'd be like, you know what? Nah, man, he really went through. Yeah. So I would say my last but nothing, everybody, man, enjoy your process, man. We're all building towards something, or hopefully you're inspiring to do something. It's important that you push yourself. It's important that you grind and seek it through. It's important that you don't be afraid to be in an uncomfortable situation. And then once again, just enjoying the process. We're doing this with the podcast, man. We enjoying the process. I tell you each week, man, I'm enjoying each and every time. I think Monday has now become one of my most favorite days because of what we get to do here. Yeah. And we don't know what it's all going to bear. We don't think we're really doing it too much and caring what it's going to bear, but we just enjoying it. We grinding. We putting ourselves in uncomfortable situations, and we just doing it. So, man, hey, that being said, once again, shout out. Thank you so much, Radio Therapy. Thank you, Terrence, for everything that you're doing. Thank you, Indo Water, for allowing us to enjoy your product and also put your product on our platform. And we really are grateful for all the things you do on here and behind. And then last, man, thank you for the viewers and watchers, man. People, man, you have been giving the feedback. I've heard so many positive things from the podcast. People have given us valuable information that we are trying to apply as we figure this out on our journey as well. Man, this is an interactive podcast more than you even know. Mm-hmm. And people are interactive. They're probably seeing the differences that we're adding on, things that we're doing as far as we're growing. So we always are appreciative of the fans, people that watch, man. I'm telling you, you guys motivate us to keep going. And when we get that information and we get the feedback, it makes our day. Trust me, it really does. Yeah. So that being said, always subscribe, like, comment. Let us know whether it's something, a topic you want to talk about, if you want to have a discussion, anything, man. We want to be an interactive podcast. So definitely, we got more things coming on the way, man. Just keep watching. I promise you, we got a lot of great things coming on the way, man. Some things we'll hit you with across the head, and you ain't gonna know what's going
it's
on.
coming, man.
It is coming, man.
Hold tight.
Yeah, hold tight, man.
It's fun. It's just a fun deal, man. Like I don't think you can ask for it. You know, something on the business side more fun than this.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I
yeah.
appreciate it, man. So at that being said, man, we're gonna sign out, man. We got stuff we gotta do, man. We can't just be sitting up here talking to you guys all day, man. So hey,
Because we can.
appreciate the love, man. This was a whole lot of nothing, man. You just heard a whole lot of nothing, man. Appreciate all the love and care, man.
All right. Out.
Yo.
Peace.